Today we'll start the second chapter in physics, that is work, energy and power. So work by physics. In physics, work means it is something which can be done to displace a body by the application of force in the direction of applied force. It is something, a sort of physical factor which can be done to displace a body by the application of the force in the direction of applied force. So, what does it mean? Now take an example to understand this concept. Let us consider that a body of certain mass is kept at a particular position. Now whenever a sort of force F is applied on this body such that the body starts displacing to a certain distance, then we can say that some amount of work is done. Physically, some amount of, according to physics, some amount of work is done. But however, if we consider a rigid wall and a person is applying some amount of force on this, so a sort of force is applied while that the wall does not move, rather it may deform, but in this case we can say that no work is done. So here, according to physics, some amount of work is done because here some amount of force is applied on a body. Now the body starts displacing up to a certain distance, so therefore we can say that work is done. Whereas here, even the same amount of the force is applied on the rigid wall, but however we do not find out there is no displacement, so therefore now we can say that no work is done. Next to that force, next to that work, now come to that what are the factors affecting the work. We have already seen that according to the definition, work is something which can be done by the application of the force. If a body will be displaced in the same direction of force applied, then only we can say that that is a work. Now, so therefore, now we can say that work depends on the first factor. Work depends on the first factor, that is your force. How does it depend on that force? Take an example. Now take an example that a body of certain mass is kept and here we have applied a sort of force F1. Let it be 20 Newton and we find out that it has displaced up to a distance of 2 meters. Now similarly, whenever the same body, if F2, if a second force on the same body of the same mass, if a second force F2 of 40 Newton will be applied, then in that case we can find out that definitely the displacement must be greater than 2 meters. So in this case we have seen that since F2 is greater than F1, so therefore in such cases we can say that S2 must be greater than S1 and therefore we can say that the work done also in this case, work done in the second case will be greater than work done in the first case. So now this means that we can say that greater the force, greater will be, so greater force, greater will be the work done. Greater will be work done, and in such cases we can say that simply we can say that work done is directly proportional to that of the force applied, provided if the body remains same. So now in this case W or that work done is greater than force, and if we graphically will represent about that the work done and force will be getting two different types of graphs. Graphically, by taking these two factors, one for that the by taking these two factors for that force and displacement, if we will be taking force and displacement in this component, in this x component, and force in y component, then we will be getting a graph as the force goes on increasing for a constant body, then in such cases the displacement goes on increasing, and therefore in such cases we will be getting force and displacement both will be directly proportional to each other. And in such cases, the work done that can be measured by finding out the area enclosed between this, that will show your work done. So here we can say that this part or this area enclosed between the graph that indicates that the work done whenever that the force is variable with respect to that of the displacement. Similarly, if there will be a sort of constant force, if a constant force will be applied and accordingly we will find out the displacement, in such cases we will be getting, for a constant force, we will be getting a graph which will be straight with parallel to that of the x-axis, and in such cases whichever the area that will be enclosed between this, that will show that amount of the work done. So therefore, now in such cases that we can say that it is directly proportional to that of the force. And similarly, now we will discuss about the second factor, how does it affect to that of the work. Number 2, displacement. Take an example that a body in which that a certain amount of the force is applied, if such that the body gets displaced to that 2 meter, and in such cases that in a second case you will see that if the displacement becomes more, let it be 5 meter, the body has to be displaced 5 meter. So in such cases we can say that F2 must be greater than F1, so that the displacement becomes more, and in such cases we can say that work done W2 is greater than W1 as the displacement becomes more, as displacement S2 is greater than S1, so in such cases W2 is greater than W1. So now these two factors that says force and displacement, that shows that a certain relationship means in such cases that we will be saying this one also, W is directly proportional to, or the amount of the work done is directly proportional to the displacement by the body. Greater the displacement, greater will be the amount of the work done. So therefore, taking these two relations, that force and displacement, now we will be getting a particular relationship for that work done. From the first relation we have seen that W or the amount of the work done is directly proportional to the force, and second factor from the displacement we have seen for the greater displacement, greater will be the work done. So therefore W is directly proportional to S. So now combining these two relations, that 1 and 2, comparing 1 and 2, we will be getting a relation that is W is directly proportional to force into the displacement. Or in other words, we can say that W is equal to K into F into S, where force and displacement, and if K is equal to 1, so in such cases we can say that work done is equal to F into S, if K or the constant of proportionality, that will be equal to 1. So that means now we have got one relationship, that work done or the magnitude of the work done, that is equal to the cross product of that the force and displacement, or dot product of that the force and displacement, the vector quantities. So from this we have come to know that work can be said as work is measured by the product of force and displacement, provided both are in the same direction. So now from this relation we have come to know that the magnitude of work is measured, or magnitude of work can be found out by the product of force and displacement provided both are in same direction. So, from the previous discussion that we have seen, that work is equal to the product of force into displacement provided if both are in the same direction. But sometimes you must have seen certain examples are there where this force and displacement may not be in the same direction, but they may be acting in a certain angle. Let us take an example. Suppose a person is holding the moving car in this direction such that the car goes on moving in this direction, such that now we can say that the force is applied in this direction and displacement is in this direction, such that there is an angle between this force and displacement. Now in such cases also one may say that whether the work is done or not. So therefore the third factor, that is your angle between force and displacement, this is also another major factor which determines that whether the work is done, whether the work will be done or not. Let us take an example. For let us consider the angle between this force and displacement is theta. Trigonometrically, you must have known that cos theta, that is equal to base by hypotenuse, or in this case we may be getting that the component with respect to that displacement or that force, that will be remaining that hypotenuse into cos theta. So if hypotenuse is considered to be a height, means that the force, then in that case we will be getting that base component will be h cos theta, or in such cases if it represents to f, then in that case we will be getting displacement will be f cos theta, or if force is applied, sometimes the force may be applied in this direction and the displacement in this direction, particularly in case of the inclined plane. In case of the inclined plane, whenever something has to be pushed upward, then in that case we can say that the displacement will be in this direction, whereas the force is applied horizontally. So in such cases, either of these two things that will be getting. So in these cases, if the angle between this force and displacement will be theta, then in that case the magnitude of work done, that will be considered to be f s cos theta. So the amount of the work done, that is equal to f s cos theta, force into displacement, force multiplied by displacement into cos theta, where theta is the trigonometrically we have seen that if theta is equal to 0 degree, then in that case cos theta or cos 0 degree, that will be equal to 1. If theta is equal to 90 degree, that means cos 90 degree, that is equal to 0. And similarly, if theta is equal to 180 degree, if angle between these two, that will be theta is equal to 180 degree, cos 180 degree, that is equal to minus 1. So taking these three, the trigonometrical values, now we can find out definitely by the variation of this angle between this force and displacement, definitely the magnitude of work done will also vary. How is it? Now take three considerations, three cases. If theta is equal to 0 degree, and if theta is equal to 90 degree, and if theta is equal to 180 degree. If theta is equal to 0 degree, what does it mean? It means that if force and displacement both will be in the same direction, force and displacement. For example, if a body is kept here and I have applied some amount of the force and it goes in this direction. So similarly, or in other words, we can say that whenever a person, a laborer is holding a certain amount of the load, and in this direction, along with that the load it is moving up. So in this direction we will also find out both of these are working in the same direction, or the angle between these two, that is equal to 0 degree. So therefore in such cases we can say that work done W is equal to F S cos 0 degree, or cos 0 degree, that is equal to, as it is 1, so it is F into S as cos 0 degree, that is equal to 1. So that means in this case the magnitude of work done is maximum and it is in the direction of both force and displacement. Now take the second example, that if theta is equal to 90 degree, where force and displacement both are perpendicular to each other. Let this be the force and this be the displacement, or if force and displacement. So in these two cases, that both the angle between these two, theta is equal to 90 degree, we can explain that one by taking an example, that whenever a body is moving in a circular path, at every instant of the circle or the circular path, will find out that the force or the centripetal force which acts towards the center, and at the same time the direction of motion or the direction of displacement in this direction. So therefore, at every instant of time, we can find out that since the angle between this is equal to 90 degree, so in this case it becomes Fs cos 90 degree, and since cos 90 degree value is equal to 0, so therefore we can say that work done, that is equal to 0. So no work is done when that the displacement and force both are perpendicular to each other. Another example that we can take, that one, as it happens in our day-to-day life. Suppose a coolie or a person who is working, who is lifting a load. Suppose a coolie lifting a load. Now in this case it is proceeding this side. So in such cases what happens, that we will find out that the force due to the gravity or that due to the friction, that becomes perpendicular to the displacement. So displacement, it is going ahead in this direction, displacement, and this is your force, that is because of the gravitational force applied on that body. So in such cases it becomes 90 degrees. So therefore in this case we can say that W is equal to 0 or no work is done. Literally, the person may be working carrying certain load, but according to the physics, now whenever it is lifting a certain amount of the load and moving forward, so at that time no work is said to be done, and total work or the magnitude of the work done, that is equal to 0. So no work is done here. Now let us take the third example, that is theta. When theta is equal to 180 degree, or if we say that force and displacement both are opposite to each other. Now consider that force is applied here and displacement in this direction. So in such cases what happens? The angle between this force and displacement theta, that is equal to 180 degree. So now take an example, that whenever a body falls freely or whenever a body is thrown upward. Now consider the body is thrown upward. So in this direction the force is applied in this direction, and sorry, the force due to that of the gravity that acts in this direction, and in such cases what happens? The displacement is upward direction. So therefore I can say now that both are since opposite to each other, or the displacement is just opposite to each other to force. So amount of the work done, that is equal to Fs cos 180 degree, or that is equal to minus Fs being cos 180 degree, that is equal to minus 1. So the magnitude of the work done, that will be maximum, but this is just opposite to each other. Similarly, that we can find out, or we can take another example of this one, that in case of a simple pendulum, the restored force which are applied on this pendulum such that it makes the pendulum to move to the extreme position, and just before coming to this one, in this case what happens? The restored force is applied in this direction, but however just at the extreme position it comes back, and displacement is just opposite to each other. So therefore in that condition, at position B, if it has started from A, then at position B we can say that the amount of the work done due to the restored force, that is just negative. Even the magnitude of the work is maximum, but the direction is just opposite to each other. So from the discussion that we have come to know that work done, that can be measured in F multiplied with S cos theta. Secondly, we have also known that work can be maximum only when the body moves in the direction of the force applied. Third, work can also be zero only when first condition, that is force may be zero, there will be no application of force. Force may be 0, means no application of force. So which is quite impossible in this case, because for any sorts of work done we have to apply certain amount of the force. But however, this also be a factor, force may be 0. Second condition, that if the force is applied but the displacement is 0, for non-zero force. Non-zero force means force of any magnitude can be applied, but if the displacement is 0, there will be no displacement. In that case, it can be 0, means the work done that can be 0. Third one, that it can also be 0 if the theta or the angle between force and displacement becomes 90 degree, or in other words we can say that force and displacement both are perpendicular to each other. In these three cases we can find out the magnitude of the work done, that can be 0. But however, whenever a body moves to a certain height, in that case we can say that, consider that a person is moving from this to this height. In such cases, if the height is the displacement, then in such cases the amount of the force which is applied here, that is mg. So here if we can say that the amount of work done is equal to mgh, because it is equal to the force into displacement. So amount of the work done against the gravity, that is equal to mgh. Similarly, the same height, if another pulley is moving by means of a staircase to the top of this, so in such cases, carrying the same amount of the load to that the top of this one, then in such cases also the amount of work done, that is equal to same mgh. And or if it may be one inclined plane, it is using one inclined plane, but in this, to go to that particular place of the same height, then in such cases we can also say that the amount of the work done, that is equal to mgh. So for lifting a certain height, for climbing to that height, or by means of the inclined plane, we can say that reaching there, the amount of the work done by the person or just against the gravity, that will be mgh, that will be remain same. The magnitude does not change irrespective of this, if provided the displacement will be remain same. So work is a scalar quantity. Remember that work is a scalar quantity, as it does not have any sorts of direction, only it has the magnitude. So that is why work is a scalar quantity, even though work is measured in terms of dot product and cross product of that vectors and scalars, which you will read later on. But work done, that Fs cos theta, which is a scalar quantity. Scalar quantity. Now we will go to that unit of work done. So from that expression, W is equal to Fs cos theta, or it may be W is equal to Fs. So we have to know that what are the units of this. If we go to that SI unit, as you know that SI unit of force, that is Newton, and similarly for displacement, meter. So in such cases, that SI unit of work done, that is equal to Newton, force into displacement, so Newton into meter, or that is considered to be joule, symbolized as J. So therefore, if the amount of the force or the magnitude of the force will be if the magnitude of the force is equal to 1 Newton and such that the body gets displaced as 1 meter, displacement is equal to 1 meter. So in that case we can say that the magnitude of water, that is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter, or that is equal to 1 joule. So specifically we can define 1 joule is the magnitude of the work done when 1 Newton of force is applied on a body to displace the body 1 meter in the direction of applied force. That is said to be 1 joule. So 1 joule, that is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter, or in other words we can say that 1 joule is the magnitude of the work done such that whenever 1 Newton of force is applied on a body to displace it 1 meter. Similarly, in case of CGS system, that we can take this one as, in CGS system, force is measured in terms of dyne and displacement that is in centimeter. So therefore, according to the CGS unit, work can be measured in terms of dyne into centimeter, or that is otherwise called as erg. So one erg of work can be done only when one dyne of force is applied so that the body can be displaced up to 1 centimeter. Then we can say that the amount of the work done or the magnitude of the work done, that is equal to erg. Now we will see that the relationship between SI unit and CGS unit. Relationship between joule and or SI unit and CGS unit, which is very important for you. Now we have already seen that 1 joule, that is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. But however, you must have known from that force chapter that 1 Newton, that can be expressed as 10 to the power 5 dyne, and 1 meter, that is equal to 10 square, 10 to the power 2 centimeter, or therefore in total that we can find 10 to the power 7 dyne centimeter, or this dyne centimeter which is considered to be erg. So therefore we can say that 10 to the power 7 erg. So in such cases we can say that 1 joule, that is equal to 10 to the power 7 erg, or conversely we can say that 1 erg, that is equal to 10 to the power minus 7 joule. So this is how we can convert that SI unit to that CGS unit or CGS unit to SI unit.